Alright guys, here's part 4. In part 4, I show actually doing medications of the quarantine process, adding the Maricin, the General Cure, and the ICX. And what I think is pretty cool, I call them my coins. They're medication coins I 3D printed here at my house, and I can use that to monitor what tanks have what medications, and I'll kind of show you guys those in this video. So check it out, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you at the end. Alright guys, so I'm going to treat this first tank, the one with that stir-by that's not doing so well. I'm going to hit them with the packets of medication until my bulk order gets here tomorrow. First up is General Cure. These are 29-gallon tanks. One packet treats 10 gallons, so I need 3 of these to treat. Maybe. There's 1. 2. And also with the bulk jar, it's a little bit quicker and easier. It's 3. Now I'm going to do Maricin. It's the same thing, a packet per 10 gallons. These are way easier to open. And last but not least is ICX. So I'll probably actually go ahead and treat all the tanks with it while I have this out. It's 5 milliliters per 10 gallons. So I'm going to have to put 15 milliliters. I need to get a bigger syringe. This syringe only does 2 milliliters at a time. And the way I do this is I put it down in, squeeze it until it gets to where I need it to be, pull it up out of the fluid and then release. And it'll suck a little bit of air in the tip, but it's always the 2. So that's going to be 10. Alright, that tank's treated with all 3 medications. I'm going to go ahead and finish doing the rest of the tanks. And also, I'm going to show you guys this. What did I do with them? Oh, they're over here. I'm going to use the coins that I 3D printed with all the medications. Let me flip you. So here's the tank that we treated. I just put some small nails in, and now I'm going to mark what's in that tank. So that way I can keep track. I mean, right off the rip, it's not really important because every tank's going to get treated. Obviously this tank's blue, so I know it's treated. Ideally, once I have my bulk order of the meds in, I would just treat them all and then hit them all with the ICX because it'll turn it blue. And then I know that tank's treated. I'm going to run that medication trio, and then once it gets completed, after I do the water changes and everything, then I can spot treat. Let's say I see let's say this tank has ick. None of the fish are showing any signs of any diseases right now, but they just came in today and then a couple days ago on some of them. But I still want to treat them no matter what, because the green neons are wild caught. Those are not tank raised, so who knows what possibilities they could have. So those need treated for sure. The cardinal tetras are all tank raised, and where they come from in the wholesaler, they do a quarantine too. But when I was talking to them and I told them I'm doing a 30-day quarantine, they seemed a little surprised by that. So I don't know what kind of quarantine they run, if it's only they put them in a quarantine tank and watch them, or if they actually treat them. I doubt they actually treat them. I bet their quarantine system is that they just go into a tank for an X amount of days and they pull out deaths. But so say this tank, after a week or two, I see ick. I can treat it just for ick. I'm not going to keep running the Med Trio, but I will take, and I got a bunch of these I printed off, but I'm going to put nails on all of them, and I will just put this under that tank so I know this tank's being treated with ick. So when I do water changes, maybe I would skip this tank for a day to keep the ick-X in there for longer. And I mean, ick-X is maybe not that great of an example because the water's blue, so I know it's in there. But let's say general cure. Maybe this tank's running extra general cure. You know, I can have the coin underneath of it. And, you know, some people might have a sticker, or they just handwrite on there, kind of like how I handwrit the date that they came in, how many, and then like down here, deaths. This is a tally, so that's a 2. And I actually need to take that off because right now one was a Congo Tetra and not a Julii Cory. And the other one is still alive, so I will check on him. It's this guy right here. I will check on him later tonight and tomorrow, and hopefully he pulls through. The medications are in there, so hopefully that will help him with whatever he's got going on. And so there's multiple ways you can keep track. I knew I wanted to have some sort of system in place because right now this is only 9 tanks, but it's going to grow. This rack's going to be 21 tanks once I'm done. And if I get an import order of 21 tanks and I quarantine it for 30 days, that's a lot of tanks I got to monitor. And this is a visual, quick monitor. You know, I can see like, hey, it's got Maricin in it, it's got ick-X, it's got General Cure. And these are not that expensive for me to make. And like this one, I just took a paint marker, I printed it in black, took a paint marker and etched the lettering. It's raised lettering. And on this one, it's a silver Sharpie. So I don't know how well it shows up on video, but I just did that because it was a lot quicker than using this paint marker. But that's what I'm doing right now. So tomorrow will be the bigger update because I'll have the sponge filters for the top tanks and I'll have the bulk medicines to do all the other tanks. But I'm going to go ahead right now and hit all the rest of these tanks with ick-X. Alright, so I got all the tanks treated with ick-X. And here's something I totally forgot I had. I have a bunch of these metal measuring spoons. And I got this when I started dosing dry ferts. And this one's a 2 teaspoon, this one's a 3 teaspoon, or a tablespoon. So on the bottle of ick-X, it tells you 5 milliliters per 10 gallons or a teaspoon. So this would need 3 teaspoons, which is a tablespoon. So I was able to use this. And then since these are 20 longs, that would be 2 teaspoons. And that's what this guy is. So I was able to treat these super fast. So this is what I'll use. I thought about getting like a bigger syringe to be able to do them all at once, like all the dosing, but those work out perfect. And yeah, so they're all treated with ick-X. I will treat them tomorrow with General Cure. And actually I might have enough Maricin here right now that I might start working my way through these tanks. Alright, so this is going to turn into a long video, but I don't care. So I'm going to try the 614 fry food on these imported fish. So I'm going to flip you guys around and we're going to try to see if the fish will eat. Medications are in the water, and yeah, let's give it a shot. So the cardinals are all kind of chilling in the back, so I don't really feel like they're ready to eat, but we're going to put some food in here. Anyways, this is the 614 fry. Alright, I gotta see what I'm doing. So there it is. Let's come back. These are the Ember Tetras. Looks like they're already, well, maybe not. I was gonna say, it looks like they're kind of going up. Now these guys are the green neons, and these are wild caught, so I'm a little curious about them. Grab them. Oh, that was a little bit too much, but it looks like those guys are going for it. Once they realize there's food in the tank, yeah, they're going for it. And these are also green neons. A little bit up there. So what I like about it is I finally, it took me a little while to figure it out. I got to where it will float and it will also sink a little bit. You see some of them are going up to the surface to eat, and then some of it sinks and they're grabbing it down there. Now these guys I know eat it because this came in a couple days ago, these zebras, and they were chowing down on it. Because it sinks, I'll put a little bit in here, even though this is just the pygmy habrosus. Same with the panda cories, the latest cories, and the Julieyes. There's a lot of surface agitation in the lower tanks, and that will help get the food to sink quicker. You can see the particles, so looks like they might be coming up for it. So we'll let that sink. And there's also spirulina in this, so I'm sure these guys will appreciate that. Oh, look at that! The cardinals are coming out. They must start seeing the food. So I've been using this in my fish room, and all my fish love it. But this makes me feel good knowing that I got this right to where these imports are eating it right away, and then especially these green neons, because these are wild caught. In this tank, they're grabbing it out of the column, the water column. There's the one guy right there in the middle of the screen that I said earlier looked like he wasn't doing so good. He might have actually died already. Yeah, he's done for. But so far, it looks like everybody else is doing good. I still got to ID that random tetra that's in this tank. There's that guy I was just talking about on the bottom. Alright guys, thanks for watching part 4. Things are finally starting to look up for me importing fish. I do try some other things out here soon, and including adding bacteria to the tanks. I believe that's in part 5, so check that out. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your support, and as always, see you next time.